Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do my Code Geass Rozé the Recapture Episode 9 English Dub Review. So the episode starts off. You have the startup with where it left off with Ash. And, excuse me. And, Sakuya. And, the confrontation. Ash is like, I can't help you after you pretended to be my brother. He leaves. Then he leaves her with the scientist. Scientist dude is freaking trying to torture her with the hostages again and stuff like that, and ultimately Ash ends up coming back and saving her right before she gives in, and he basically says, your father said you were nice and that I promised to protect you, so I'm gonna protect you. And whatnot, and that's about really all the stance that he's still mad at her for what he did, understandably so. So there's that issue that's going on. But he does take the dude that side out. And then we get a shot of the negotiations, or not. I'm sorry, hold myself. We got Sakura, the sky's emperor, trying to do reform and stuff like that, and she wants to get this approved. So she's working towards that, to kind of help the Japanese people out. We then see the Black Knights and the United Federation of Nations, because Norlin had told Nijavan that they had to go for the approval, or go for negotiations with them, peace negotiations or whatever, which people are laughing at because they don't buy on Norlin, who's pure evil. We see Cornelia talking about this with the Black Knights. We even see some Knights of the Round come back. A lot of cameos in this. So, and we'll get to a lot of those cameos later. But yeah, so the Black Knights, man. I was going to say right now, I prefer the old Black Knight uniforms. These look too military-ish, the ones that they have now. But anyways. There's a conversation with Ash and Sakuya, and Ash basically says, to keep the disguise going because of what their plans are. So she keeps doing that. When they're back in the military base, she's still kind of depressed, so she can't even come up with a good plan as Rose. And so one of the head soldiers, who actually knows who it is, basically says, let's take a break for the next day for the planning. Once these negotiations, though, are announced, they seem to kind of veer cautionly with it, because they can't interfere with these negotiations that they're doing. Otherwise, it will cause some difficulties. So then you see some despair again from Sakuya. We see Anita Vaughn, who basically is doing the negotiations, and the Black Knight representative basically tells her, they want this part back, and they talk about the plan on how you guys took the country from him, and we don't even recognize you for what for taking the Japanese land and whatnot. So those are kind of their demands. But they counter back with the fact that, well, old Britannia used to imperialize people all the time. So Tanya is no different. And so even Cornelia admits that, like, there's nothing, like, there's not many cards we can play here. Then we get a scene with, once again, with Ash and Rose, and Ash basically talks about, getting to meet up with Raspberry again. He said he should have gotten her number and stuff like that. And then Rose, Sakuya basically has to tell him the truth that she was Raspberry, and that was a disguise from the beginning. And this leads to him blushing and just being all despaired about that fact. So, yeah. He's probably very salty about that now. Person you fell in love with is the person that pretended to be your brother. So, yeah. Not very happy for Ash on that sake. Ash is not happy about that. Or, I mean, he's kind of shocked by it. I don't think he was not upset about it. Cornelia, after the negotiations happen, basically wants to Kotoragi to take over, because which she even talks to Cornelia about it, and she is in the her being in negotiations would put them in a better position. Once again, another return character from Code Geass, which is awesome. Seeing the 6 hours of Kyoko there, which is really cool. That she is now back in the series. And then they even, Nirvash Vaughn basically even admits it, like, that she, is going to make it more difficult for the negotiations. And then after that, we see basically invaders coming in, the machines for Norlin, just basically attacking, putting red smoke out, and they're attacking the headquarters, attacking the Black Knight headquarters. They're attacking the United Federation of Nations. And then after that, we start seeing massive cameos. So first we see Leila and Akito from Akito of the Exiled, which was cool to see them as well. Then we also seen Nanali with Zero, but this Zero was dressed up as Suzaku, obviously, as we know. Zero is basically the personal guard for Nanali, which, is kind of interesting because, again, Zero is supposed to be the head of the Black Knights, but in reality, it's now Cornelia that's in the head of the Black Knights. So, yeah, pretty cool cameos. We also got a cameo of Oz, which Oz isn't from the anime, but he is in the Lost Stories game that unfortunately is shutting down. Sucks. Well, the English version is. Not even a full year. I'm still pissed off about that. But I think he was also in the manga too. But I seen him first in the game. But so yeah, there was a few cameos for a lot of the Code Geass fans. Also, there is a scene with Catherine and Sakura, the disguised Empress, who basically, wants to get this approval of her plans to help the Japanese. And she's basically like, no, you can't do that. And then he's like, listen to me, and I'm going to threaten you with the gun. And then she basically talks about this speech about, helping out the weak and stuff like that. And you see a obvious fan service scene. But you see, Catherine, like, actually think for once instead of just being a snobby old villain like she has been throughout this series so far. So it was kind of an eye-opening scene right there in the sense of, the character development of where Catherine stands. But I do think this helps for Sakura because she is obviously a figurehead empress, but also a disguised empress, so she's still going to try her best to do stuff. We see Cornelia trying to figure out what to do, like the Knight of the Rounds are trying to figure out what to do to these characters that are attacking. And again, we see, like I said, we see the characters that are cameoing, and they're shocked about this. Like, they're like, well, what are we supposed to do here? So, because they're not really, I believe Akito and Leila, like, they're not even like commander, like, they're not even like soldiers anymore, like, so wonder if they're gonna be getting involved in this as well. Again, Zaku briefly appeared as well with only like one line though, not even really a line so much, but it was kind of more of a sound effect from him speaking. I don't think Nanoli talked, but hopefully we'll see them do something next in the next episode. We still didn't see Colin, which kind of shocks me. I would think Colin would react the most out of any of this. Where's Colin in all of this? But hopefully we'll see Colin soon as well. But yeah. So now we're getting attacks from these machine things. And like I said, that's how the episode ended. Very interesting episode. A lot of things going on. Like I said. Oh, and I also should mention that the bartender or the server that was helping out Sakuya, she also gets killed in the crossfire. And she was actually talking to her while it was happening, or she was like, communicating through the phone and seeing it, and she was she was so upset about this. Oh, and I think Maribel's I think that was Maribel because Oz cameos, but I think Maribel's her knight appears as well with Oz, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. those were the cameos. Which again, she was in again Lost Stories, so I think that was her. So I think it was her because they showed her with Oz, but yeah. That was the episode 9. Um, and all the cameos. If I missed a cameo, if I missed mentioning a cameo in here, please let me know. Because there were a lot of cameos and they were really quick. But I think I got them all. And they were awesome, And from what I heard from the announcement and from what it sounded like, they were all the original English cast for all the voice actors that from the, it's kind of even interesting because Akito the Exiled's dub was done by Funimation in Texas. So I was wondering if they were going to get them back, but it seems like it appears that they got them back as well. As well as the California cast. So pretty surprising that they were able to get them all back for this production. Yeah, very, very, it was very, very, this episode was very, very good. And it, again, creates the whole drama between Sakuya and Ash because Ash wants to protect her because of his father saving him. But at the same time, he's kind of like, still kind of mad at her for pretending to be his brother. So, but that whole thing with Raspberry, that was a funny scene. But nonetheless, I'm so happy with all the cameos that came out of this episode. They were phenomenal. Six House of Kyoto, they're back. Well, yeah, she's related to Suzaku. Yeah, just awesome. This episode was awesome with a lot of cameos. I was kind of upset they didn't have Colin in this though. She's the only one who didn't cameo in this. But we'll be probably seeing her soon too, I would think. So yeah, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, if you like this video with other videos, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell for the latest contents. Thank you. And that is about it. I am the Ultimate Goku Moderator. Peace! Also, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Twitch, the Ultimate Goku, Instagram, the Ultimate Goku, and I do have the Discord link in the description, as well as a YouTube membership. So make sure to look at the tier list, the tier list, and for all that stuff, and any other of my social medias. So now I'm out. Peace.